Hello, this is Brad, and I want to talk about a fragrance today called Dior Homme Intense. Came out in 2007 and is classified as a floral woody musk. In the notes on this one, we have lavender, iris, vanilla, amber, Virginia cedar, and vetiver. And base notes 34 positives, 6 neutrals, and only 1 negative. So, if you're active in the fragrance community on YouTube, I don't think you need too much of an introduction about this fragrance. This is one of those fragrances that has been getting a tremendous amount of attention lately on YouTube, um, especially since there's been some reformulation issues going on with it, and people, kind of upset about that. I'm trying to find the original formulation and things like that. I thought I'd go ahead and give you my thoughts on this fragrance, though. Um, I first spray this on my arm, and I do get just a really nice cocoa smell, very sexy cocoa smell. There is, that iris note in this one as the original, so you still get a touch of that makeup lipstick type vibe here. I would say that it's probably not as in your face as the original Dior Homme. So I know some people are still going to complain about it, but I think a lot of people that found it to be a big problem with the original are going to find it to be a bit more acceptable here. I think because it is balanced out a bit, like there is, I believe, more cocoa powder in this type of the intense version as opposed to the original. Plus, you got the cedar and the vetiver, which aren't really masculine in this fragrance, but they do I think help keep the fragrance in check a little bit. So, like I said, it's basically just a very attractive cocoa powder type scent. Um, uh, Usually, I'm not a big fan of some of these cocoa powder scents. I think one of the reasons why is because a lot of them have like a patchouli note in there. I don't see that mentioned here. I don't really get patchouli here, so to me, it's a cleaner smell as well versus some of the other cocoa or chocolate-based fragrances that I've tried, like Angel Man or Very Irresistible from Givenchy, Guerlain's L'Instant. Those all have like a patchouli in there. I kind of dirty it up and make it a little bit hard for me to enjoy and appreciate. So yeah, I think if I had to recommend, a really nice, sexy chocolate, I would go with this one. And there's no citrus in here either, so it does kind of keep it truer to that cocoa smell as well. It doesn't, take it out there with the citrus notes. So if that's what you're looking for, this one's pretty good. Not a big fan of cocoa myself. This is basically more for the upper age, like the 25 and up crowd, I would say. If you're under 25, I would probably recommend sticking with something like Armani Diamonds, which I think is a little bit more easy to wear and probably more suitable for the younger crowd. But as you get, into the 25 and up crowd, and you're looking for something kind of classy, elegant, refined, this one's pretty good. Um, I would kind of warn people about rushing out and buying all these cocoa fragrances though, because at first, personally, I don't know if you really need more than about one really good one. So I would just kind of do your homework and pick the one you like the best, because I see this a lot in the fragrance community. People buy up all these fragrances. They're not real versatile, and they end up having to swap them off or something. Um, Especially people that have like Dior Homme, and then they get the intense, and then they decide they don't want the original formulation anymore, so they have to get rid of it because it's not getting used. So yeah, for me, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't have Angel Man, I wouldn't have Very Irresistible, um, stuff like that, or Dior Homme. I would just go with this one. Um, But actually, if it was me personally, I would probably just say scratch the whole lot and just stick with Rokas Man. That's probably my favorite chocolate type fragrance of all. But this one's, for something a little bit more classy, this one's pretty good too. Final scores, the smell, I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. Uh, Better than most, but still I'm not a big fan of cocoa powder fragrances. They do come across as a tad feminine, and then get the iris in there. It doesn't help matters, but it's more wearable because it doesn't have that patchouli in it. Than some uniqueness. I'm going to say 7 out of 10 because there does seem to be a lot of cocoa um, type fragrances out there to choose from. This one is just maybe a little bit better blended than most. Versatility, I'm going to say 6 out of 10. Actually, I think you can wear this one during the day. Just go light. I think first time I wore this one, I went kind of heavy, 3 sprays on the neck, and it kind of annoyed me a little bit. Next day, I just did like 1 or 2 sprays on the neck, and it was a lighter cloud. It didn't seem to last as long, but I did like it better when it was close quarters to my skin instead of just being like a big powdery puff around my body. So keep that in mind. Longevity and projection. I'm going to say 7 out of 10. Like I said, if you do go heavy on the sprays, I think you do make a significant cloud for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, and then a few more hours of close to the skin scent. Price, the original formulation is probably getting very pricey, but I think you can get the reformulation for maybe 60 or 70. So I'm going to say about 7 out of 10. I probably wouldn't get too caught up in the hype of buying the original vintage and spending over $100, unless you're really into cocoa scents. But overall, 7 out of 10. I don't think I would buy it. Like I said, I like Roca's Man, and that's all the chocolate I need. But if somebody wants a sexy chocolate, in my recommendation, sure, Dior Homme Intense is fine. So that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.